Hi guys, you're welcome to another period tutorial, and in today's tutorial I'll be teaching you how I made this beautiful 720-degree peplum with a crinoline. It is so simple, detailed and beginner friendly. So if this looks like what you really wish to learn, watch till the end. And if today is your first time on the channel, please click on the subscribe button and also turn on your notification bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. And also don't forget to drop a like and a comment. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be using this Ankara fabric for the peplum we'll be making today. So the first I'm going to go ahead to do is to define what a 720-degree peplum is. Then I'll go ahead to show you how to calculate the radius and the amount of fabric to fold to avoid wastage. A full fillet is also called a 360-degree fillet. So a 720-degree fillet is made up of two full fillet. So here I have two full circle. So this circle is 360-degree and this one is also 360-degree. So when you add the two of them together, you're going to be having 720-degree fillet. So that is how we come about the 720-degree fillet, because it is made up of two full fillet. That is two 360-degree fillet. So the next thing I'm going to go ahead to do is to teach you how to calculate the radius. When calculating the radius, what you'll be doing is to divide the waist by 6.28. So if you are making a full fillet, that is one circle, you'll be using this formula. That is your waist divided by 6.28. But because we are making a 720-degree fillet, I'm going to be dividing the waist by 2 because we are making two full circle. So my waist is 30 divided by 2 is 15. Then the 15 divided by 6.28 is going to give me approximately 2.5. So I'm going to be using this 2.5 as the radius of the peplum I'm going to be making. I hope this is clear. So next I'm going to go ahead to do is to calculate the amount of fabric to fold, and in doing that I'll be adding the fillet length plus my radius and sewing allowance. So I'm using a fillet length of 10 inch, the radius is 2.5 inch, then 1 inch for sewing allowance, which is equal to 13.5. So I'm going to be folding my fabric using this 13.5, and when folding I'll be folding the fabric in form of a perfect square this way. So all the side of the square is going to be the 13.5 that I have here. So next I'm going to go over to folding of the fabric. So the first I'm going to go ahead to do is to measure the 13.5 on this side. So I'll go ahead to measure it. After measuring it, I'll go ahead to mark with my chalk like you see me doing in the video. Next, I'm going to fold it this way. After folding, I'll make sure that the sides align. So when you fold, you make sure you arrange it properly so that the side align and there will be no mistake. Next, I'll go ahead to confirm my measurement. After doing that, I'll go ahead to measure the same 13.5 on this side of the fabric. I'll mark, then I'll go ahead to fold it again this way. So I'll fold it and arrange it. So after folding, this is what it is going to look like. Next, I'll go ahead to confirm my measurements again. Make sure all the sides is 13.5. That is your sewing allowance plus your fillet length and the radius. Next, I'll go ahead to cut off this excess for clarity. So I'll quickly explain the folding process again. So the first thing you're going to go ahead to do is to measure your 13.5 on this side. That is your fillet length plus your radius and your sewing allowance. Then you mark. After marking, you fold it over this way. Then you make sure that the sides are aligning. After folding it over this way, you go ahead to measure another 13.5 on this other side. You go ahead to measure it and mark. After marking, you fold it the second time again. So this is what you are going to be having after folding. The next I'm going to go ahead to do is to fold another fabric this way again, because we'll be cutting two full circle. So I'll quickly do that, then I'll come back to show you the next step. So I'm going ahead to cut another one, and this is what I have. So you should have 4 layers on each of the fillet you're about to cut, and the side should be equal. Make sure that what you have on the side is your sewing allowance plus your radius and the fillet length on each side. The next I'm going to go ahead to do is to place the two together this way, making sure that the folded part are on the same part while the part that is open are on the same side. Next, I'm going to go ahead to secure it with my pins. So after securing with my pins, the next thing I'm going to go ahead to do is to mark the 13.5 all the way around. So you place your tape on this part, then you mark. So you make sure that your tape is on this tip, you keep rotating it. Your tape should be on the tip this way, then you keep marking the 13.5 all the way around. Connecting the point, this is what you should have. The next thing I'm going to go ahead to do is to place my tape on the tip and mark my radius all the way around. So my radius is 2.5 inch. I'm going to go ahead to mark it all the way around like this. So make sure what you have on this part is your flay length. Next, I'm going to go ahead to connect the part together, after which I'll cut it out. So whatever you do on your fabric is the same thing you'll be doing on your lining. So you'll be cutting your lining using the same process also. So after cutting, this is what it is going to look like. So I'm going to be opening it up for you to see what it's like. So this is what you should have, a perfect circle with no opening on any side this way. So the next I'm going to go ahead to do is to attach my gum stay to it for stability. The gum stay is going to make it to have this standing effect, but it is optional. So here I have my gum stay. I'll go ahead to attach it to the two flay I have already cut out. I'll quickly do that, then I'll come back to show you the next step. So I've gone ahead to attach the gum stay to it, and this is what it looks like. This is what you should have after fixing the gum stay to it. And I also went ahead to do the same thing for the other flay, and this is what it is going to look like. So the next thing I'm going to go ahead to do is to slash it open, and in doing that I'm going to be folding it over this way. Make sure the sides are aligning. Next, I'll go ahead to cut one part open. I'll be doing the same thing for the other one also. So I'll go ahead to slash it open this way. So after slashing the both of them open, the next thing I'm going to go ahead to do is to join the two flays together this way. So you'll be placing the parts you open, you'll be placing the two flays together this way, then you go ahead to close it up. So I'll go ahead to do that and give it a good press, after which I'll come back to show you the next step. So I went ahead to close up the side, and this is what it looks like. I also went ahead to open up the seam and give it a good press. So this is what you should have after joining the side. The next I'm going to go ahead to do is to attach the lining to it. I've already gone ahead to cut out the lining. Remember, you're cutting out the lining the same way you cut the flay. So I'll be placing the lining on my fabric this way, making sure that the good face of the lining is facing the good face of the fabric. Next, I'm going to go ahead to place my crinoline on it. So you'll be placing your crinoline on it this way. So this is the crinoline I'll be using for this tutorial, and the height of the crinoline is 2.5 inch. I'll be placing it on it this way, then I'll go over my sewing machine to sew it. But before sewing, I'm going to go ahead to secure it with my pin to keep the crinoline in place. So it is good you do it this way so that the crinoline does not shift while you are sewing. So after securing it with my pin, I'm going to go ahead to start sewing it. So I'm going to be sewing out 0.5 inch all the way down to the end of the flay. After doing that, I'm going to go ahead to remove the office pin, then I'll top stitch it on the lining area. So just watch what I'm doing and follow the same process. So when top stitching it, you are going to be top stitching on your lining this way. So you make sure that the sewing allowance is on the lining area, then you go ahead to start sewing it all the way down to the end of the flay. So after top stitching it, this is what it is going to look like. I also went ahead to close up this side and also the waist area. So you will turn it over and close it up. And I also went ahead to give it a good press, and this is what it looked like after doing that. The next I'm going to go ahead to do is to attach it to this bustier I've already drafted. Then I'll show you what it looks like. After attaching it to the upper bodice, this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's looking so beautiful, full, and very lovely. So I also have a detailed video on how I made this bustier up on the channel. You can go ahead to check it out to see how I made this lovely bustier you see here. So if this video was helpful to you, don't forget to like and drop a comment. And also, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please click on the subscribe button and also click on the notification bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you for watching.